It was the best FIFA Player Awards, I think that's what they're called, and it's been a controversial one, right? You've got the 11 players picked. You've also had the awards themselves: best player, best goal as well. Luka Modric is the best player in the world.
Yep.
It is official.
Is it?
But there's just been a hell of a lot of controversy. We're going to go through the kind of sort of 4 or 5 talking points that came from it, because it's a bit of a mess. Isn't it?
I mean, the most interesting thing from last night, and it should be about Luka Modric, but it really ain't. It's just that it's all just weird.
It's just
everything
really
about last
baffling.
night was weird.
Nobody has any idea what's really going on.
Exactly. And so to kind of catch you up a bit, you got the Ballon d'Or. Everyone talks about the Ballon d'Or, and that happens at the end of the year. But the Ballon d'Or is this French magazine that sort of paired up with the FIFA Best Player of the Year award in 2010, and then that stopped a couple of years ago. So now FIFA are trying to ram down
The best.
your throat this new Best FIFA Award show thing. So it was voted by the players and the coaches, and the top 4 in order were Modric winning it, then it was Ronaldo in second, then Mo Salah in third, and then Lionel Messi in 4th. So let's deal with that first before we talk about the other baffling elements of this. Did Modric deserve to win it?
I think so. I think it feels a little bit like Wesley Sneijder in 2010, when everyone was like, he had such a good year, won the treble with Inter Milan, went to the World Cup with Holland, had a great World Cup there, but because Ronaldo and Messi were tearing it up, he never had a chance. 8 years on, same sort of situation happens. Modric comes in there, wins the Champions League with Real Madrid, goes to the World Cup final with Croatia, but instead this time he's won it. And he's a wonderful footballer. You can't begrudge him for winning it. It's just that he's now broken the Messi and Ronaldo grasp on it, and that's what people can't really get their head around, considering how many goals Ronaldo and Messi still scored last season.
So, yeah, Messi and Ronaldo so they didn't turn up as well, which we'll talk about in a second. But would they be right to be annoyed at not being 1 and 2 with the numbers that they've put together?
I think they're in the position that Modric can't ever be in that they're the kind of fulcrum of both teams' attacks. They're the forwards, they're the go-to men, so they're always going to get better stats.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be the only barometer. But Messi, how he finished 4th is beyond me, really. He won the league, won a cup. He registered the most goals in Europe, and chipped in with more than his fair share of assists. Right? I don't remember the exact stat. He's been punished. He's been punished because of a poor World Cup, and that shouldn't be the barometer. That's also not a barometer, because he's going into a World Cup with a mental manager in Sampaoli. Argentina all over the place.
Manager, people were going, oh, this guy's the guy who's going to figure it out.
Well, whatever it was, he was a mess. Yeah. Argentina were an absolute mess. And he had to actually physically manage that team, Messi, give them team talks after they've just been given a team talk. So Modric and Croatia, on the other hand, had a very secure, very decent team working together. He had an impeccable Rakitic next to him. So they did incredible to get to that final, but perhaps I think they were better than people thought they would be. All I'm saying is that Messi should have got it again. He was the best player in the world last year.
I disagree. I think Modric should have got it. I thought it was the right decision. I think it's a good decision for football, because I think everyone now is concentrating. Every single game you're talking about who got the assists or who got the goals. And even say Pogba, and I know Pogba's maybe, I don't know if it's a good example or not, but people just keep talking about the goals and the assists. But actually, the control of a game of football, if it was just down to assists and goals, and people like Pirlo and Xavi, no one give a fuck.
Yeah.
But they do, because they made it look easy.
It's good for football.
And Modric, for a good few years now, has been the reason why Real Madrid have won. Has been one of the reasons why Real Madrid have won 3 Champions Leagues in a row. He makes them tick, more so than Kroos, in my opinion, because he's able to kind of drive past players as well, whereas Kroos is a bit more kind of just passing. And I just think it's a good thing for him to win it. And Croatia, they got through 2 penalty shootouts, but they got to the final, and he was by far their best player.
I really don't think that Ronaldo or Messi can begrudge Modric for winning it this year. I really don't think that.
I mean, they would have showed up if they didn't.
Well, should they have turned up then? Are they?
Of course,
they
should
a bit
turn
of
up.
Personal reasons, right? It just clashed. Personal reasons.
Absolutely,
nothing else.
They should. There's barring a death in the family or something like that.
Well, but there's more.
And if it did, then fair enough. Don't go. Ronaldo reportedly didn't go because he knew he wasn't going to win it. He did the same thing.
Well, at least he's honest about it. He's not lying about personal reasons.
Well, it's honesty, but that doesn't make you less of a prick.
Well, I think you're more of a prick if you lie about it as well.
I don't think so. Well, whatever. I mean, let's not argue over the semantics of why or whether or not he's a prick. He would have been there if he won it, and it's disrespectful to his teammate and the game as a whole for him not to turn up just because he didn't win it. And pretty much everyone knows he's a little bit of a dickhead. And
Right, so he is a prick. Right, whilst we're sticking with the prick bit,
Yeah.
the voting. Messi voted for Modric, Mbappe, and Ronaldo. Chuck Ronaldo in there.
Oh, good.
How could he not?
Well, Ronaldo voted for Varane, Modric, and Griezmann.
Because he's a prick.
So, but yeah, but do you know what? Someone in the office was saying that actually Messi's a prick because he's put him third so that people think he's a nice guy. Where at least Ronaldo's honest and genuine and goes, yeah, I am a prick. And I don't want him winning it.
Messi's a sly prick. Ronaldo is just an open prick.
All right.
Who's more of a prick? Let us know in the comments below. I think that's always good. And just to say with the voting, 29% to Modric, 19% to Ronaldo, and then 11% to Salah. No reason for Salah to win it?
He had a sensational season by his own standards, but he didn't win the league. He didn't win
if
the
Salah
Champions
had got it, you wouldn't begrudge him, but they didn't win anything. And obviously he had an impossible task dragging Egypt into the World Cup. So, that's what I'm saying about the World Cup shouldn't be a barometer because everybody's platforms are completely different.
I think it can be an element.
It can be an element.
How can you ignore the World Cup as a reason why someone's the best football player in that year?
Because Salah's playing with Egypt, and all of those players are garbage, more or less, compared to Brazil, Germany. You know what I mean? That's why it's unfair.
Yeah, okay.
Ronaldo's at a distinct disadvantage playing with a horrendous Portugal side that had.
He managed to bag a hat-trick.
Yeah, well, mate,
and that's why he's second.
That's
what is this? Is that it then for these two? Is the era over? We're finally going to have different people that are going to win it.
No, but you're going to look at Mbappe this season and think maybe he can be the first person to truly be that attacker that pushes them away from it. Neymar's the one that got close, but he's then moved to PSG and he hasn't really kind of gone on the level that he wanted to be out of Messi's shadow. But
I think it's done for Ronaldo. I think it's over for him. I don't think we'll see him again. I think it'll be a lot harder for him to win Ballon d'Or at Juve without the kind of political sway that Real Madrid have. I read a report about how in the run-up to the Ballon d'Or, Ronaldo's players, the Real Madrid fans would sing Ronaldo's name with the Ballon d'Or in the run-up in the stadium, and in the run-up to this competition, they were singing Modric's name. So all of that does count. It sways, it curries favour. People are watching the games, and it sways their opinion. It's going to be a lot harder for him at Juve. People dismiss the Serie A as a lesser league than La Liga and the Premier League, but La Liga is where you win Ballon d'Ors.
I think it all comes down to those spotlight competitions, like the World Cup, like the Champions League. If he wins the Champions League with Juve, he'll win.
It's not on the.
But Messi, I can see doing it. One of those, I don't think it is over yet. I think one of those two will win it this year.
I can't see Mbappe winning it because he plays in the French league. You can't.
Again, it comes down to the Champions League. That's why Neymar went to PSG.
Yeah,
win the Champions League, be the main man in that, then it's yours.
You're going to win it.
I think it is as simple as that, unfortunately. And that's, again, why I think it's so great that a midfielder's won it who hasn't got those numbers to back themselves up. Let's move on to the FIFPro team.
Jesus.
Because, wowee, this is a shit show. Because
there's no cohesion.
It makes no sense.
The team's great.
So let's read out the team. So then we'll pick the holes in it. David Gea, Dani Alves right back, Varane, Ramos, Marcelo, Modric, Kante, Hazard, Messi, Mbappe, and Ronaldo. Now there's a couple. Let's kick off with Salah, right? Third best player in the world.
Yeah.
Where is he? Not in the team.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
There's 3 players. There's 3 places.
Dani Alves, named right back. He's played 18 games all last season, 16 for PSG, 2 for Brazil, didn't go to the World Cup, got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League,
Hasn't
got
played
knocked
since
out.
March.
Hasn't played since March, hasn't played this season.
Yeah.
He's there, right back.
Go on, Danny.
That's the worst one for me.
It is it though, because what other options are there? Kieran Trippier was in the list.
I mean, Trippier, Kyle Walker's had a great season. Vasalko I really like. Kimmich is a great player. Didn't have a good World Cup, but he's a cracking player. They're all great players who played football games.
That did more than Dani Alves, yeah, fair play.
Even Valencia, you can chuck him in there, at least play some games.
Steady on there. No, but even David De Gea being in there is a bit strange because Courtois won the best goalkeeper awards, but David De Gea was named in the best team award.
So this is amazing. He's not even in the 3-man shortlist. Right? You've got Schmeichel, Lloris and Courtois. Courtois wins it. David De Gea gets the spot in the 11.
It doesn't make much sense because Lloris, if you're talking about the importance of the World Cup, Lloris captained his country to a World Cup winning season.
Yeah, I mean, we threw one in, didn't he, on the final?
Yeah. Plus the World
So
Cup.
did De Gea.
No, wow.
And he didn't not in the final, though, did he?
No, but De Gea did that thing where
yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. In terms of De Gea being ahead of him, yeah, fair enough.
I mean, look, there's no real logic to it, and any of those goalkeepers in that list probably don't deserve to be the goalkeeper of the year.
Again, this is what's. I mean, it's great, but it's a really good talking point for us. But Schmeichel, he's had a fine season with Leicester, but the reason he's in was because of that one game, Denmark.
Penalties.
Yeah, which they lost it. No, did they lose it in the end?
No,
I can't remember.
He saved it. I'm getting confused.
He went through on penalties, and I think he saved like 2 or 3.
So, all right, so 1 10-minute spell of a penalty shootout.
That's what we're talking about. It's the
got him in
spotlight.
there.
It's the spotlight games and the spotlight money.
They've got to all
going to
find
win
a
you
way.
these awards.
Bollocks.
Right. The final one.
Pricks and bollocks.
Let's put the bollock-shaped cherry on the top of this FIFA cake. The Puskás Award for goal of the season.
God.
Now, even Liverpool fans, come on now.
No.
I don't think anyone on Twitter has said, yeah, he deserved it. Because you've got the Gareth Bale goal and the Ronaldo goal. But I'm going to go back to the Gareth Bale goal. That is one of the greatest goals of all time.
It's certainly probably the best goal scored in a Champions League final.
He's going backwards. It's a flat cross. It's in a crucial game.
He was only just brought on as well, wasn't
Just
he?
come on. It's insane.
And James Milner tweeted that Salah goal it was his 7th best goal last season for Liverpool. So look, first of all, how has that goal got nominated? And then finally, how does that goal win it, right? If you go back through the last 10 years of Puskás Award goals, this is embarrassing that it's in there. It in no way compares to any of the previous winners, and some of them are insane.
Yeah.
It's like Ibrahimovic's goal.
Yeah.
It's Bale's goal. It's
Giroud's goal.
Giroud's. It's a moment of inspiration. That was an incredible goal that Salah scored, the way he rid both tackles and curled it in. But Knockaert scored a similar goal against Spurs.
I don't even think it won goal of the month when it actually came out in the Premier League.
No.
Let alone goal of the year.
And then you look at why. You look at why this won. And I didn't realise until I just checked just before coming on here, because I should have done my research, but I just assumed it's
something.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's fans vote. It's the fans around the world, not just Liverpool fans. I'm not saying it's just Liverpool fans.
Well.
Around the world have voted for this goal to be given the Puskás Award. Is there? I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying so. Don't go mental in the comments, but do respond to this question. Is there a chance that Liverpool fans are kind of bitter at Bale for scoring that goal against them? I'm asking the question. I'm not saying how I believe you.
Just throw it out there.
And is there a chance? Listen, is there a chance that they voted for their own player because of that? I don't know.
No, you're not saying anything. You're just throwing it out there.
It's a fan's vote, and it's the worst goal ever to win the Puskás Award. Something's not right.
Yeah, I
So
think.
what they need to do is take it away from the fans.
Do you think so?
Well, it's embarrassing because it's supposed to be. We look back at all the goals last time.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's Liverpool fans. Probably is, but
But sure, you can say you put it on Liverpool fans. What about the rest of us? We need to,
we don't care, like
see
most-
sense and go Gareth Bale.
well,
Click.
just don't give it to the fans.
When was the
The
last
fans
time you
always
ever
do-
voted for anything like that?
When what?
When was the last time you voted on anything Puskás related?
But something of this.
So you're the problem.
Something of this prestige shouldn't be left to the fans, because fans are supposed to vote bias on a
enough.
bias.
Yeah,
Because
I get it.
you're always
Yeah,
going to think about your club first. So don't give it to the fans an opportunity to make what. Look, when we look back at this, incredible goal, Bale, that free kick. I can't remember who it scored. It was like curled away from the goal and into the post. And then you look at Salah's goal and you think, which was incredible, but it's like, ugh.
Yeah. Look, we're angry, we're emotional. It's a disgrace, but ultimately, it doesn't matter, does it?
Doesn't really
Doesn't
matter.
really matter at all.
It's interesting to talk about, and
Is
my take home point from all this is these are like, it seems like fundamentally basic errors are being made at the government of football.
Their showpiece event.
This is their showpiece event. Someone, a researcher, anyone, should look at this and go, no, fuck, we haven't got this quite right, boys.
Whoa.
Well,
What's going on here?
It hasn't happened, and they've just put it out. And the fact is, it makes them, they're already a laughing stock, and there's things much worse going on at FIFA than this awards ceremony. But it's just another example of things they're doing wrong. And what do I say?
When
the fish stinks, it stinks from their head.
On that bombshell.
I'm going to ask, I want to know from you guys, let's send in the comments below, I'm going to ask you guys as well. Out of all of the mess,
What's the
what
biggest?
is your biggest mess?
Yeah. Well, what's yours?
My biggest mess is Dani Alves. That's just insane. I don't know how he's got there. That's lazy. That's like right back to a position that's not that exciting. So people go on, there's one. He was at Barcelona and he's gone to. Now where's he gone? PSG. Yeah. Dani Alves, give it to him. That's shy.
No, but I think with the player, it's like it's voted for by the captains and the managers and some journalists and I think a little bit of a fans vote as well. So there's a lot of footballers who are responsible for this.
But that's my biggest mess.
I think, I think the whole thing, all of it.
I can't
just get
choose
rid
one.
of it.
Can't choose one.
I just want to
Dani Alves,
just
I'll
go
go
back to the
Dani
Ballon
Alves.
d'Or. Just have one Ballon d'Or, nothing else.
Well,
one.
this is-
Money to be made, Sam,
One
I'm
blow.
afraid.
It's much
Let us know
easier.
your thought. What's the biggest mess of the best FIFA
All of it.
awards? Did Modric win it? And what's your 1, 2, and 3? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. And if you've watched up until now, you might have enjoyed it, so you might want to hit that subscribe button. We would very much appreciate it. We will see you very soon.